Good evening. Another edition of Getting Over with James Reeves here, and I just woke up from a nap. As you could tell, my left bicep is, I don't know if I messed it up or I strained it or something. I started working out yesterday, and I don't know. It just feels wonky. I hope I didn't tore any ligaments or tore a muscle or anything, but I soaked it earlier, rested. So hopefully it's feeling a little bit better. So hopefully it's not too messed up. Shout out to Anytime Fitness and Speedway. Right on. That's my new home away from home. Uh, Working out over there now. Be my third day of this guest pass I'm doing. So it's gonna be awesome. I'm getting back into shape. And I'm wearing my BMF Wrestling Alliance shirt. I've had this for almost God for a long time now. I put off this show for a little bit now, and I wanted to do it yesterday, and I woke up and I was like, you know what, I gotta do it. Gotta do it. I got a couple things on my mind about what happened last night on Raw. That I was on Twitter, just haven't watched the show, didn't even watch Raw, but I've heard what happened, and monkeys are booking it, I guess. Monkeys. I don't get what they're doing on some of the aspects of what happened last night. Maybe if I watched it and see what had happened. But I guess they started off Raw with ladders being in the ring, which, um, damn phone, being in the ring, and then they did an interview with the participants for the Money in the Bank ladder match being on top of the ladders. Uh, ugh, I Poor judgment on their part, I believe. Why are you guys gonna do a promo on top of a ladder? Doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense. I know you guys are trying to put over the Money in the Bank ladder match. I understand that, but on top of ladders, come on. I mean, you guys can have maybe a different way of doing it. Maybe I know standard promos in the ring, and you guys do face off or sit down or something. But on top of a ladder, which normally could be very dangerous anyway. I mean, it's but on, but doing that is just, I don't know. It was not an acquired taste. I think they should have done it a different route. But nonetheless, they put it over, and I think Cesaro is finally going to get his push, his due. And it's about time. Hopefully, he'll win the Money in the Bank. I haven't watched Raw yet, so hopefully, I'll probably find something to watch it on. I don't have cable, but maybe WWE Network has it finally on. I know they said they were going to do like an added membership, do a different membership like you have the $9.99, and then they were going to add up more content or something like that, and it'll be a little bit more money to do the premium. I don't know if they're going to still do that, but I know they were going to add more episodes of Raw from previous. So I don't know if they've done that. I haven't checked it out yet. I'd like to see what happened on Raw. I was talking to someone on Twitter about how they are going about what they're doing with Gallows and Anderson of the club. Let's not mistake anything. I mean, in a perfect world, I, like Ring of Honor, New Japan, and WWE could all do business together. This could be the biggest angle in wrestling history. But egos are in the way. Money's not going to be made on this, and I don't know what they're going to do with the name. The club, I believe, is not the greatest name ever. I mean, like I said, the booking in WWE does the creative team. It's I'm not trying to call out Jimmy Jacobs because I love Jimmy Jacobs to death. I did a seminar for him when I was wrestling, and he's a tremendous mind in the business. But the club, I know you guys have to do standards and stuff, but you know you can probably buy the rights to the Bullet Club name. I'm just saying, you guys have the money. You guys are like a traded company. You guys are worth billions of dollars. I know you guys have at least 100K or more than that, and you guys have a bank account to buy the trademarks of the name of the Bullet Club. But it's whatever. But that's just me thinking out loud. Let's see. Also, last night the Cubs won again. Yippee! I'm ecstatic. They're on pace right now to actually break the 2001 record of the Seattle Mariners. They're the fastest team. I think they're not the fastest team to get to 40 wins right now. I know the Mariners in the 2001 they did it, but when they ended up with 116 wins in 2001, they did not end up winning the World Series. So hopefully, the Cubs will get the job done this year. They look fantastic. Pitching, fielding, hitting, all around the board. This is a magical season for Cubs fans, and I'm really excited to see what happens throughout the year. I have not even catch a Cubs game yet. This is a travesty, and I don't have the money to get the MLB.TV to see a Cubs game yet because of work, and hopefully I can see a Cubs game before the playoffs start. And I'm doing myself an injustice this year because I'm a Cubs fan, and this is one of the best years ever on record for Cubs. Let's see here. What else am I missing? Oh yeah, I guess they announced on UFC 202. They also now announced that CM Punk is gonna fight Mickey McCall, the guy that had won the right to fight Punk on the Fight Night Live show like a while back ago. If that's his name, I'm sorry if I butchered it. So I added on to the McGregor and Diaz fight on 202. So it's going to be an interesting show there. But 200s, we're focusing on 200. It's going to be, like I've already seen the lineup, is stacked. I think this is going to be the best UFC card in a long time. So with Brock being added on, I mean, regardless of Brock or being added on or not, it was still a stacked lineup. Now it's even more stacked. So I was telling some people on Twitter and Instagram that I am probably going to do a live stream of the UFC 200 pay-per-view with some friends over here so we can talk about what is going on. Hopefully I can make that happen. I just got to see how much it costs to get the pay-per-view. I know that we will see how that goes about. I would like to see the pay-per-view, honestly. I'm going to try to make it happen. Or I could try to have some of the fans on, or some of the people on Twitter or Instagram or anyone bring me questions about it, and we can go from there. And I've never done a live stream, so maybe I can get some insight for some people here on YouTube or anywhere. Hopefully that'll work out. Also, last night, I'm still shocked to hear the passing of Kimbo Slice. This is a real big shock to me because, I mean, he just fought not too recently for Bellator in a no contest since they found out that he had a banned symptoms in his system. But I'm going to talk about a little bit about Kimbo Slice. When I first heard about the guy, what was it, back in 2008, 2007, 2007, 2008. I didn't know much about, like, I knew about MMA and stuff like that, but didn't know really much of who's this Kimbo Slice. It's like, oh, dude, you haven't seen this guy? He's like this internet sensation on YouTube. He's a backyard brawler and stuff like that. I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. So I checked it out, and I'm like, this guy's amazing. This guy's huge as hell, and he has hands, and he is quick for his size. And he went on to, if I remember, for Strikeforce, did a nationally televised show, and he fought James Thompson, if I remember correctly. He is the first and only person to have ever done that, and broke a lot of barriers in the MMA world. And I mean, a lot of people kind of give him crap that he's not the typical MMA fighter, that he's just a brawler. I think it was just a throwback. The Kimbo Slice was a throwback to when UFC was just not governed by the sanctions of like mixed martial arts, or you had like different guy, like you can have the biggest guy against the smallest guy. He could be a wrestler, or he could be like a brawler, and then a guy could be like a jujitsu artist. Um, a lot of He reminds me a lot about Don Fry when he was still running about, and he was just amazing. Don Fry, Tank Abbott, those guys were just amazing. They were in their own right, broke a lot of barriers back then, and they were tough as nails. They were just got in there, did what they had to do, and took names and kicked ass. Kimbo Slice was in the UFC. Dana White saw the potential, and and he did a catchweight fight. I forget the executioner. If I remember his name, damn, it was an amazing fight, and it was a catchweight fight, and he just, because if I remember the guy's name, he was dominant too. He was just going around just beating people's asses too, and he was just did it with such flair. And then Kimbo Slice came in and just straight beat the crap out of him. Not trying to take anything away from the other guy, but it's Kimbo Slice. But the one thing I did say on Twitter, that I think it would have been, if things would have been different, I think a Brock Lesnar or Kimbo Slice fight would have been just money. I mean, you got two guys in there. I mean, Brock's accomplishments and accolades speak for themselves, but think about the revenue. Think about what this would have meant for MMA and, well, UFC in general. It would have drawn back to the times in the original UFC where you just had, you're going to just battle it out to see what happens. I mean, people would have had broken bones and stuff. That's what UFC was back in the day, the super fights. But then they governed it, and then it made it, they banned a couple of things, and they had the Nevada State Athletic Commission step in and regulate it, which is good. I mean, we don't want to see anyone get hurt. I mean, God forbid someone died in the ring, or seriously, I'm like, their livelihood gets damaged from like a severe injury. But Kimbo Slice was 42, and Godspeed, rest his soul. For him, and just thinking about his family that he's leaving behind. They just announced that no foul play was afoot, so hopefully that's a plus. I mean, that is a plus, but when is it going to end, people? I mean, I'm hoping that it wasn't really serious that he'd gotten into, but rest in peace, Kimbo. You're up. You get the best seat in the house now. You're looking down on us every day, making sure that, well, who's the next guy I'm going to beat up, and whoever comes in heaven and messes with us. You know, God's got his protector. And then I guess I'm gonna go on a little rant here, and you'll have to excuse me for a second here. I've got to pull up his name real quick. I'm going on my phone real quick, and I'm sorry, but I have to remember this guy's name. Okay. But there was a issue happened at UFC 199, and what I'm gonna say ties into the wrestling business, and I have a little story that I'm gonna tell about a certain thing that's happened a long time ago. But I guess apparently word got leaked out that WWE and UFC was doing business to bring Brock Lesnar for a one-off, and the guys, I wish I knew the guy's name again. His son was on my mind, and he was banned by Zuffa and took away his press passes and everything because they found out that he spoke about the deal before they did, before UFC and Zuffa did, and WWE. And this goes back to the time of kayfabing in the wrestling business. You don't say anything. You don't. Something big's going on. Just keep it secret. You know. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, he spoke, and I found out that I didn't know what was going on until I recently found out, and I'm like, I can understand Dana White being pissed and telling him not to come back, not to cover any events for the UFC. At first, I was like, why'd you get banned? And then I found out, it's like, yeah, he should be banned. I fully agree with him. I fully agree with Dana White and Zuffa because he spoke about something that was not supposed to be talked about. It was their announcement. It was kept secret. This is the first time that in a long time that there was actually something that the fans can be interested in that was like kept really secret. And then WWE doing business with UFC, as you remember, Ronda Rousey was did a little thing at WrestleMania 31. So I'm guessing that was the little appearance that Brock is going to do. But let's not beat around the bush here. It was leaked 2 hours before they announced it. I mean, he could have just waited 2 hours and let them do it. And he did say that his camera guy and other people should have been banned. I understand that. I can understand. But for the guy, what is his name? Mari ML or something. He was doing the pressers for UFC live and stuff like that. I gotta look it up and I'll put it on my YouTube page when I do. He said that he shouldn't have been in trouble or banned or something. And dude, you're fucking stupid. You said something in front of you broke the news that Brock Lesnar's coming back. No one knew about it, and you, except for Dana White, Vince McMahon, that was it, and Zuffa. That was it. the crowd didn't need to know until it had to be announced. You broke a cardinal rule anywhere. You do not. If there is business to be made, and you have a privileged announce like information, and they say don't say anything. We're gonna announce it. Don't say anything. And you went and did, and you went and said something. I don't know how you got the information. None of my business. But you said something. Maybe it's not my place to say anything, but I'm gonna say it. And I don't give a fuck if you um, get offended or you get mad. I can tell you right now. Here's my YouTube page. Getting over with James Reeves. Here's my YouTube. Here's my Twitter handler. It's at Colts fan James H. And you can look at me at Instagram. You can follow me on there on James Reeves 2323. I don't care. If you get offended, I don't care. You did wrong. I'm glad that you got banned. And I hope you learned from this. You wanted to get back in UFC 200? Wasn't going to happen. No. If Dana White would have liked you, I would have fucking smacked him. No. You broke a cardinal rule. You're lucky you didn't get the crap kicked out of you. And I'm being honest. In wrestling, if someone would have broke that cardinal rule of breaking kayfabe, they'll be banned, that have got the crap kicked out of them, and then been embarrassed. That was back in the day in wrestling. Because if you do your history, if you do your due diligence, wrestling was built around the carny circuit. And back in the day when wrestlers and whenever the circus comes around, they have guys come up and say, "Oh well, can I challenge you? Can I challenge you? Can I challenge you?" And they call, and they will try to take people's money because they try to beat the strongest guy on the car in the whole circus. And then they had a certain language. It was pig Latin, and they tried to kayfabe everyone that wasn't supposed to be around. If someone that wasn't around their circle, they talk in a different language. And I've known some people that can do that. I'm not going to name names because it's not right. If you're not around their circle, you don't need to know what is being involved. If you were told something and you were told, "Hey, A, B, and C, don't tell anyone. Don't go on the internet." I understand social media is big now, but you knew this. And this brings me up to a certain issue back in 2010, 2011, where someone went on the Chikara website, said that, I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to name a name because it's over, done with. But I found this out. He said like he gave up the King of Trios that year. What was going to happen, and he said that he was trained by my trainer, and that he named names about who he was running with. I found out about it from a friend of mine, from the school when I was training. When we got to the building to do IPW that day, and I found out, and it's like, are you fucking kidding me? And I asked him, why'd you do it? He had to pay the consequences for that. That's why certain people should not be around certain people, because they open their mouths. And certain things get leaked, and things happen. Granted, UFC did a great job of covering that. Just doing the best they can after it was leaked. But you're going on a different, like ESPN, First Take, or whatever, is trying to explain yourself. There's nothing to explain yourself, and you're going on First Take to explain your actions. Why? You did wrong. You paid the penalty. Get used to it. I'm not an MMA fighter, but I've been around this. I've been around wrestling. Same thing. Anywhere you go into big business, friends talk, anyone, you don't say anything that needs to be said, and you broke a cardinal rule. You can't be trusted. That's how I feel about that issue. Like I said, if you happen to watch my YouTube video, if you want to, or if you come and glance at this, I gave you my Instagram. I gave you my Twitter. Come talk to me. I have no qualms in telling you where you can go, and what place you can go to. You saying it doesn't matter. It does matter. But you know what? To you, you don't know. To you, you think it's okay to say something where money's being thrown around. This is big money. Both companies are going to be making money regardless. But you didn't think about that. First time in a long time that something big like this is going to happen, and you ran your mouth and posted on the internet. Social media is a great tool to promote, but it's also a devil where someone could say one word and someone could take it way beyond what it needs to be, or something was leaked like it was with this. That's why I'm going to talk about that issue. And I know I'm running on a little bit longer, but you know what? It had to be said. I had it on my mind. And it's done and over with. I washed my hands with that issue. So, other than that, it was a good Tuesday. Went to the gym earlier today, did some triceps and shoulders. Getting back to my old form of myself, and I'm gonna announce it here that I'm really thinking about taking indie bookings. I know I told some people about this earlier, like not too long ago, and the reason because I'm 34 and I still think I can still go in the wrestling ring. I might have to clean up what I messed up, but like go back to the training school and learn a couple things. But I would like to do something, take some indie bookings and see where I can go with this. But I had to get back to where I was or better, body wise. Mentally, physically. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I do have a bodybuilding.com body space page now. You can follow me on that on James Reeves 23. I just post what I do, and you can follow me on there and track my workouts, what I do. Was thinking about doing a live stream and showing you what I actually do, but I don't know if Anytime Fitness would be cool with that. So I'll have to ask and find out. Well, there you have it. Another episode down. Shout out to Will Osborne from, I guess apparently, I just found this out now that he won the best of the Super Juniors. Congratulations, man. I hope nothing but success comes your way. You just recently got into New Japan and you won the Super Juniors tournament, which is a huge deal. Congratulations, man. You deserve it. I know that there's been some people talking about your match with Ricochet at the Super Juniors, and like I said, I've known Ricochet for a long time. Tremendous guy, tremendous athlete. Um, don't let people knock you, man. Don't let people talk shit. It's wrestling. You're doing what you're doing. You're doing what you love. If it's a different style, it doesn't matter. You're doing what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing. And congratulations, man. Like I said, titles out there. I'm still waiting on people doing the art for my for my title screen. Yes, I put up a picture of mine from 2011, I think, and I just fucked around. I gotta take that off. That's not the official page. That's not the official art background title, background art. I'm still waiting on some people to do something. So keep on sending them in. You know my Twitter. You know my Instagram. You know my Yahoo. I like to see something come in. Other than that, UFC 200 is coming up. I know Money in the Bank's coming up. I'm gonna do a live stream of Money in the Bank and UFC 200. Just want to let you guys know that firsthand, so we can talk about certain things. I'll learn more about the live streaming here too. But other than that, my Twitter has been blowing up. Thank you each and every person that is following me. I know I say oddly random things, but you know what? I thank you, every single person that is following me. I bless you every day. It is an honor and a privilege to have people follow me. Even on Instagram, I just got back on Instagram. I know I just talk random stuff, but you know what? You guys follow me and you guys are interested in what I'm doing. Thank you very much. Hopefully hopefully something can grow on this. And I've also said that on Twitter yesterday that it sucks that certain people wouldn't allow me to run a company. I've actually thought about promoting a wrestling company. I wish things would have been different, but you know what? It is what it is. But hopefully, I can start something later on. If I'm not going to be if I'm going to be in the wrestling business, I'd rather run a company. I have some ideas and maybe put them down, jot them down, and get some people behind it, and hopefully something will come off of it. I'm not going to say anything else about it, but hopefully I'll wait till everything is in place if it does happen. So that is it for my episode for June 7th, 2016. I know it's late, but like I said, I took a nap and I thought about it, and I wanted to get it out there, show the people. We'll be making some shirts here. Hopefully, when I get some money, I'll make some shirts, and people want to. I'll just give them out, and if someone wants to buy them, buy them. But that's it. Hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you guys later. Peace.